the story of my very first job interview back in like 2001. I was working at a theater, Showcase Cinema 6 through 12. I just graduated from the College for Creative Studies in Detroit, Michigan. So I was applying everywhere and the phone wasn't ringing, the emails weren't coming. You know, I was thinking I made this huge mistake spending all this money going to school, first in Savannah and then finishing up at CCS in Detroit. So I was just freaking out. I didn't know if I had made the right choice. You know, I had my portfolio. I was following all the things that my trusted mentors had kind of told me along the way. And finally, I got a call from a video game studio in Boulder, Colorado. They flew me out, and it was like my first big interview. So they paid for me to fly. I was flying from Michigan all the way to Boulder, Colorado. And I remember before I went, you know, I was still living at home with my mom. May she rest in peace. And I told her about the interview and she got super excited. Oh, baby, you got to wear a suit. You got to wear a suit. And so we went out to the store and she bought me this really nice suit. But when I got to Boulder, Colorado, I was late. I remember getting off the airplane and walking to the rental car area. They gave me my keys and I walked to the car where they said it was parked. And I looked up and it was a Mustang convertible. I remember, like, you know, I felt like I was being punked. The way this is real, like, you know, this has got to be kind of, you know, a setup. And, you know, I had some paranoia. I tried the key and it worked. So I had to drive from Denver airport to Boulder. We didn't have our cell phones for navigation. You actually had to use maps. And there's just traffic. There was like this huge semi-truck accident. It was awful. And traffic was just insane. So finally, I get there. I'm like in this suit. It's like one of the hottest days in Boulder, too. I should mention that. Big, heavy suit. I walk up to the studio and I'm greeted by the animators who work there. And they're all like in shirts and shorts and just, you know, casuals, you know, basically how I dress now. That's how they were dressed. And then there was me. You cut to me and I'm in this suit looking like a banker or something. A long interview. I had to talk to a bunch of people in the studio. And finally at the end, I kind of talked to the head of animation there. And they told me, Don, the one reason that you're here today is because of your persistence. And that to me, like, that was like the perfect thing I could have ever heard. It stayed with me like throughout my entire career and let me know, like, because my skills weren't great back then, but the persistence was enough mixed with what I could do that it opened the door for me to get in on this place. And I remember just always carrying that that statement with me. It would prove to help on other challenges and things that I was going to face in my career down the line. So fast forward a couple of months, I didn't get the job, but like I said, those words, I really took those words to heart. I went back to their website a couple years later, and they had like a little section kind of telling people what to do and not to do on a job interview. And I think like the number one thing they had up there was don't wear a suit. I think I was the one that kind of made that rule happen for them. But all joking aside, it was a great experience. And like I said before, like hearing someone tell you that your persistence helped get you where you're trying to go to, you spend so much time believing that and wanting to believe that. But until like, sometimes it takes seeing or hearing someone outside of you to say that and for it to really resonate and stick in your head. So I just wanted to share my little story. And And maybe it inspires some of you out there to stay persistent, especially now in these crazy, forever changing times. But hopefully, you got something out of this. And if you did, like, subscribe, all that fun stuff. Cool.